Now, I'll do the odds, all right? And then what I'm going to do in the other classes, I'll probably do the what? Evens. Then if you're having any trouble, you can go on the YouTube and listen. If you're having any troubles whatsoever, this is what I'm not understanding about some of you. All right, you want to get better. All right, do the work. All right, so here we go with number one. Now, for my direction here is this, is again, we'll do the odds. And last year, I made you write out, because you were still little babies, I made you write -4, -4, draw a line underneath it. 3m equals -11 and -4 is -15. Then I said, divide by 3, divide by 3. M equals -5. Everybody's good with that? However, this year, because you're, a little wiser, let's emphasize that, all right? I don't care about if you're good, right? If you need to do that, then you should do that. But if you're like, wow, I know how to do this, all right, what I'm asking you to do is you can just do all of this work right in your head. You can say, I'm subtracting 4 from both sides. If I subtract 4 from both sides, I'm left with 3m equals what? -15. And then what am I doing? Dividing by 3. So m equals what? -5. That's the answer. All right, you don't have to write all that work out. All right, you can't just look at that and tell me the answer is -5, though. Although, in the future, not too far down the road, everybody should be able to look at that and just say, well, that's obviously m equals -5. Once your brain has been trained to work backwards, it's not a difficult thing. All right, so here we go. We're on number 3 now. All right, so for number 3, I think the best advice is to do what first? Come on, guys. What am I going to do to solve this? No. Say it. Subtract 2. You're going to subtract 2. You're working backwards. PEMDAS kind of backwards. So instead of, everybody should recognize that's a +2. To undo a +2, we what? Subtract 2. Now, once again, if you feel it necessary to put a -2, -2, do that. But I'm hoping everybody in here can say -3 minus 2 is what? -5. Everybody should be able to look at that and say -5 equals a over 11. Now, Palmer, how do I get rid of dividing by 11? Multiply by. Yes, but you're multiplying both sides by 11. You're multiplying both sides by 11 because I want the 2 11s to cancel out. Now, those of you guys are like, man, that was so simple. What am I wasting my time on? I'm happy for you. That's where you should be. Some of you guys are a little rusty. All right, you should be able to write just a equals what? -55. So I'm trying to explain to you, do I have to say times 11 times 11 on both sides? No, you're good enough now. All right. So now everybody's writing down number 5. Here we go. Now for question number 5. Most of you might say, well, he just said eliminate addition and subtraction first. So I'm going to go ahead and add 5. Would that be correct or incorrect? Incorrect, because this quantity here, this whole quantity is being divided by 7. All right. So it's different than the one before. So in this case, I have to do what to both sides first? Tell us, Mr. Williams. Multiply by 7. That is correct. So everybody should be able to say that's just 56 equals x minus 5. Add 5. So my final answer is x equals 61. Good for you, Mr. Grieve. And as soon as you get behind, I promise you, as we go down the page, it's getting what? It's getting harder. All right. So if you don't know number 1 and 3 and 5, then you're not going to be able to do the rest of them. So speak up now, Mr. Grieve. I added 5 to both sides, buddy. Watch me. +5, +5. Put that step in there. Now these do what? Cancel. And 56 plus 5 is 61. Do you see that now? All right, good job. Speak up, please speak up. Do not let me go on to the next problem unless you speak up. All right, here we go. Let's knock out 7. Let's try to get this done. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 7 was the word problem. So we're not doing the word problems. The word problems are going to be on a test by themselves. All right, so now we're on 13. All right, Liv, what am I doing first? We're on 11, kiddo. Look up on the board. Look up on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I said 13. I meant 11. Put your hands down. She's good. You are subtracting 7. Perfect. All right. Now, once again, if you need to put the -7, put the -7 there, but I'm hoping not. 3t equals, what is that? Come on, Liv, you're up. -7 and -8. Be careful. Yes, -15. Beautiful. Now what? Remember, this is multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? Yes. So t equals what kind of 5? -5. Come on, you guys, don't be nervous. All right. You should want to do it if you don't know. You're smart enough to do it. Everyone. All right. Here we go. 13. All right, everybody's writing down 13. Now, Leah, you're up. Tell me what to do first. 13. Add 4. Equals how much? Good. You are amazing. M equals -5. Now, once again, please don't sit there. If you're uncertain, don't write down my answers. All right. If you're uncertain, tell me. If I'm going a little too fast, say, hey, slow down for a second. Let me catch up. All right. But this we did all last 9 weeks. All right. Here we go. Amaya, you're up. 15. What am I doing?
So you're adding?
Adding what?
6.
Adding 6. Perfect.
For y over 5. 14.
14.
And then you multiply.
That's right. Multiply by 5. Now you're going to practice your mental math. What's 10 times 5? You are amazing. Good job. That's it. Anybody have any questions with the mental math of multiplying 5 times 14? Everybody's able to do that? Yes, sir. Yeah, we're doing the odds and evens for homework. All right. I'm just flying around the room trying to see people here. All right, Sunshine, you're up. Number 17. What am I doing? -1. So what? Now, wait a minute. You just said to do what? Okay. So when I subtract 3, good. No problems. Now what?
And then you multiply by 1.
Which is? Beautiful. All right, I'm happy with that. Greep, 19. What am I doing?
You're multiplying
Yep.
2.
And what do I get? Now, wait a minute. What am I dividing by? Right. So I'm trying to get rid of dividing by 7. Multiply by 7. You with me? I'm going to let you write it down. Let's go. And what am I getting? Yes. So these cancel. What's left on the left side?
N minus 3 equals 14.
Come on, you got this. Final answer. Yes, sir. N equals 16. You got a problem with that? All right. Let me look at the next one. Wallachek, go. Yes, sir. Thank you. Equals. Thank you. Which is? Wait a minute now. Are you adding or subtract? What kind of 61? Yeah. You see, little mistake, right? Little mistake. Not a big deal. Concentrates. Mr. Wash, you're on, 31. It's up there on the board, bud. Tell me what to do.
Take away 7.
Subtract 7. What is that?
38.
Yes, sir. And now what? What? What kind of 5? Yes, sir. So what's my answer? It doesn't go evenly, so we leave it as a fraction. So what is the fraction? No, come on now. Here's where you got to do good mental math here, bud. Watch. I'm dividing by -5. I'm dividing by -5. You see what I'm saying, right? So what's in the numerator? Yes. What's in the denominator? Right, but we don't write negatives in the denominator. So normally we just put it up in the numerator or put it out to the side. -38 fits. If you wrote 38 over -5, it wouldn't matter. You hear me? All right, anybody having problems with that? Yes, sir. What? What's the difference between -38 over 5 and 38 over -5? Are you getting this part right here or not? Am I having?
I'm just confused. You crossed what?
No, I just divided both sides by -5. You with me on that? All right, I had -5 in. To get rid of the -5, I divide by -5. You good with that? All right, I'm pretty happy. All right, let's knock out 33. All right, Evan, what do you got? What am I doing? Add 11. What does that equal? You are amazing. -40. Now, we haven't seen this one, but how do we undo a fraction? Who remembers from last year? Do you remember, Evan? Who's got him? How do I get rid of the fraction? No. Yes, we're going to multiply, but we multiply by multiply by the reciprocal. We're not flipping. All right. We're sounding like we know math. We multiply by the reciprocal. All right. So what is the reciprocal? No, we do the 9 over what? Nope, no X's. 9 over 5 times 9 over 5. Now, why do we do that? What happens to the 2 5s? They cancel. What happens to the 2 9s? They cancel out. Yes, sir. Because you're trying to isolate the X, not the number. You said something earlier about, if this was just 5X, we would divide by 5, right? We're trying to get rid of everything around the X. So the 5/9 is the problem, not the 40. You hear me? All right, so now you have to remember how to do the fractions, and some of you do not. Divide first. What is this divided by this? Times this. What kind of 72? Negative 72. Perfect. 40 divided by 5, because the fraction bar here means divide. So I read 40 divided by 5, then multiply by 9. Everybody's good? All right, let's find the next odd. All right, 35. All right, let me wipe this out a little bit. All right, on number 35. All right, Jay, you're up, kiddo. What are we doing? Subtract 9. Perfect. Now what? And instead of saying divide, we could say multiply. And what is the reciprocal? Yes, ma'am. So now you have to be careful. Let's divide. Can you divide 2 into 72? What's that mentally? Remember, there's a 1 right up here. So 2 goes into 12. 2 goes into 12. Yes. So now it's 36 times 3. What's 3 times 30? 3 times 6. 90 plus 18. You are amazing. 108 is good. 108 is good. All right. Please, I hope you're practicing your mental math. All right. Most of you guys have been applying to private schools. They ask you specifically about your mental math. All right. You have to be better at it. You have, 8 months to get better at your mental math if you're not good at it.
36.3.
Because that's what it told me to do. I'm doing 72 divided by 2 and then times it by 3, right? You with me? All right. Somebody else asked me that too. 72 divided by 2 first. Because I don't want to do 72 times 3 because the number gets bigger. I'd rather to get smaller before I do the multiplying. All right, 37. All right, now we got a bunch of ugly fractions. All right, so I'm going to take my time on this fraction. All right, everybody needs to look up. All right, first technique. All right, we're going to do is, just because we're not afraid of fractions, we know how to do the fractions. I'm going to subtract 2/3 from both sides. Everybody agree with that? Hello, guys. And what's 4/3 minus 2/3? 2/3. So I have 5/6 equals 2/3. Now, if you're sitting there going, man, he's saying what's 4/3 minus 2/3? I have no idea why it's 2/3. You got to speak up. Anybody have any questions? I'll be happy to explain fractions because I know some of you are a little sketchy on. Anybody have any problems? Now, how do I get rid of a fraction? And what is the reciprocal? 6/5. Beautiful. So now we have to simplify that fraction. Now we're working on our multiplying fractions. We can cross cancel. So what can be divided out? 3 and the 6. The 3 becomes a, 6 becomes a. Now, does anything else cross out? So my final answer is 4/5. If you don't know that, I can't do anything for you. You got to put your hand up in the air and say, man, go slow down a little bit, please. Everybody has to be able to do fractions. Anybody have any problems with 37? All right, here we go. Oh, wait, I said I wanted to show you a different technique. Everybody look up on the board, please. All right, I'm going to show you a good technique here. Everybody's just paying attention. Can someone tell me what the common denominator would be between 6, 3, and 3? 12 is possibility, but 6 is even better, correct? So what I want everybody to do is write this problem down. and I'm going to multiply everything through by the common denominator. And when I multiply everything through by the common denominator, that will eliminate the fractions. Let me show you how good that will be for some of you who hate fractions. If you multiply by a common denominator, watch how it gets rid of the fraction. I'm going to multiply this fraction by 6, this fraction by 6, and this fraction by 6. All right, come on now. Now, when I do that, this 6 crosses out with this 6, so I'm left with 5k. Again, 6 divided by 3 is what? Times this 2 plus 4 equals, what is 6 divided by 3 times 4? 8. Look at that. Now it's easier. Now all I have to do is subtract what? Subtract what? 4. 5k equals 4. Divide both sides by 5. What do I get? 4/5. Look at that, guys. Same answer. Do we agree? So some people who are good at fractions, that's how I do it. If you're not so good at fractions, you always say, I want to get rid of the fraction, so I multiply through by the common denominator. Yes, sir.
Undo the 6 you just cancel out.
Yes, sir, because 6 divided by 6 is what? No, come on, listen to what you just said. 6 divided by 6 is what? 1 times 5. That's technically what I did. But because the 6 is crossed out, there's just a 1. Okay? Common mistake. All right, here we go. Last one for me, 39. Here we go. Let's do it by eliminating the fraction. All right, let's eliminate it by eliminating the fraction. So I need someone who's been paying attention. What is the common denominator here with 7, 4, and 2? Caroline, say it. 28. You are amazing. The common denominator is 28. That means 28 is divisible by 7, 28 is divisible by 4, and 28 is divisible by 2. So now what you do is you put a 28 up in the corner. And now what you're going to do is you're going to divide out, all right, the fraction. So tell me, please, all right, just to make sure you're doing this first. What is that? And then multiplying. 28 divided by 7 is times 3. There you have it. That's the process here. So that's negative 12. All right, I'm going to let you do the next one just to make sure you're good. Negative 12 equals, divide first. Yes. You are amazing. 21. Now what's the next one? Yes, negative 14b. If you can't do that, come on now. Speak up. What? Tell me this. What is 28 divided by 2? There you have it. Is that good now? All right, 14b. All right, tell me what's, go.
Are you dividing?
Yes.
Divided by all the.
Yes, exactly. And then you're multiplying it by the number that's on the top. So again, 28 divided by 4 is what? Times 3. You with me? 28 divided by 7 times 3. Happy with that now? All right, so now from there, to solve this, what do I do? Yes, and what's that going to be? And now what? And it's just what? You are amazing, girl. Good job. Very nice. No, because 2 negatives. Negative divided by negative is always a what? Now, for some of you guys also who are trying to do better, don't write on one line. Spread out. They're contrary to popular belief, there's not a shortage on paper. You're not saving the planet by writing on one piece of paper. All right. There is not a short supply of paper. So spread your work out. I want it neat and organized. I don't want sloppiness. Spread out. Do a good job. All right. Anybody have any questions? That is amazing work. Good. Evens on the other paper. Yes. Wow. That was way to problem solve there, man. I can see you're older and wiser. All right, everyone else, get to work. And if you're confused about where you should put the evens, just ask Caroline. She figured out that problem so quick.